Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review, so if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. A lot went down in this episode, so let's just get right into this review. Mendices ends up meeting up with Jock and Scrappy in this episode, and he lets them know all about what happened between him and Yandy. In last week's episode, Yandy ended up telling Mendices that because her cousin Keisha is struggling with infertility, she wants to give her cousin one of her eggs, and he was not happy about it at all. At first, he was confused about how the whole process works, but then when he figured out how the process works, he still wasn't okay with it. One of the reasons why he's not okay with it is because he doesn't like the idea of Yandy basically having a child with another man, because even though Yandy's not going to carry the baby, it's still going to be another man's sperm, and so he feels some type of way about that. And then on top of that, he also said that he didn't like the idea that, his children are going to be raised around their sibling who they're going to think is their cousin. He just wasn't for it. And at the end of the day, I do feel like, Yandy's going to do what she wants to do. I do think that she should consider what Mendices is saying, though, because at the end of the day, that is her husband. So she does need to think about it before she decides to go through with it. But I also do want to know if it's true that he was really offered $100,000 to give his sperm to somebody who wanted it, because that's what he was saying in this episode. And he said that when he brought it to Yandy's attention, Yandy told him, no, he can't do it. So I don't know if this story that Mendices is telling is true, but if it is true, then I do feel like Yandy shouldn't be able to give her egg to her cousin Keisha either, because at the end of the day, she is doing what she told him he couldn't do. But I feel like it's just something that they really need to talk about, because at the end of the day, to me, Yandy is going to do what she wants to do regardless of how Mendices feels about it. And during this conversation, Scrappy ended up telling both Jock and Mendices that he went on a date with Erica Dixon recently, and they were confused, okay, because they seen him hugged up with Diamond as well, so they don't understand why he's saying that he went on a date with Erica Dixon if he's still all over Diamond. I just think that it's a really messy situation, and I don't think that it's going to end well. Now, speaking of rekindling old relationships, Amy ended up getting back together with her ex, Mazy. She said that they were engaged at one point, but she ended the engagement because she felt some type of way about the way that he was acting. She felt like he was spending too much money, smoking too much weed, and she just did not like that, and so she decided to end things with him. And her family is not happy with him because he ended up going on social media and talking really bad about her and saying that basically she left him in the dust because she made a lot more money. And so she said that that stuff was not true, and he even admitted during this conversation with Amy that what he was saying wasn't true, and he was just saying those things because he was in his feelings. But to me, I feel like it's a huge red flag that he even went on social media because he was in his feelings, because what happens if they end up getting into it again in this relationship and it doesn't work out? Is he gonna go back on social media and talk bad about her again and make up stories? So I just feel like she needs to really think before she decides to move along with the relationship with him. But to me, she's already moving really quickly because she said that they are back together, like they're fully back together. I feel like she could have just dated him a little bit, not got into a relationship with him, but hung out with him sometimes just to see if he really did change. Now, Erica Banks ends up meeting up with Jock in this episode, and she basically tells him all about the situation that she had with the record label that she decided to leave, and she also said that she ended up having a falling out with Carly because she said that she no longer wanted to put out the song that they did together because she ended up finding out that Carly is now dating the president of the label that she decided to leave. Now, Erica does end up telling Jock that she feels some type of way about something that Carly said to her in the previous episode, which was that Carly told Erica that she needed to watch Khaotic because when they were all in the Bahamas, he was all over Amy, which he was definitely all over Amy in the Bahamas. I don't know why Erica is acting surprised by this, because at the end of the day, Khaotic is very flirty, and all last season he was flirting with both her and Amy, so to me it's not really a surprise. But because Jock ended up telling her that everybody is going to be at this whole divorce party that Khaotic and Momma Dee are throwing for Scrappy, she said that she was going to question Khaotic about being all over Amy in the Bahamas in front of everybody just to see his reaction. Now, I don't think that she has to say it in front of everybody, because to me, I think she already knows the answer. I think she already knows that Khaotic was all over Amy. But honestly, I don't feel like Erica Banks needs to worry about Khaotic and Amy anymore, because in this episode, Amy ends up meeting up with Khaotic and she lets him know that they can't flirt with each other anymore and that boundaries need to be set because she's in a new relationship. And Mazy ends up showing up himself and telling Khaotic this same thing, that there needs to be boundaries and that he can't be flirting with Amy anymore. And Khaotic seemed to be upset about this, and I don't understand why. Because number one, he's in a relationship with Erica Banks, and number two, last season he told Amy that he didn't want her, so I don't understand why he's so upset about it. Renie ends up throwing her son a birthday party and she ends up inviting the father of her children to come. Now, they don't really get along with each other. They don't really communicate very well. And she said that he wasn't really involved in their children's lives. So she did say that it was uncomfortable asking him to show up. And it was a little bit uncomfortable watching them sit there together not saying anything. But at the same time, I do think that it's good that, Renie is trying to make some changes in her life. I think that it's going to help her more than it hurts her. So I do think that she's doing the right thing. Now, if things don't end up working out with the co-parenting situation, she can always pull back, but I do think that it's good that she's at least trying to make some type of effort. And her children's father end up having a one-on-one conversation at the party, and he does apologize to Renie for not being there, and he also apologizes to her because he wasn't really communicating really well with her. And he did say that she's doing a great job raising their children, and he said that he wanted to be there more and help out. And I hope that he's very sincere about this and that he's really going to do his part, because I do feel like they should have a healthy co-parenting situation. Like, life is too short to be stressed out all the time, and there's no reason to be going back and forth with each other when it's really just about the kids. Now, things take a left turn when Mazy and Amy put together this dinner for her sisters and her mother, because she wants to let her family know that she's back together with Mazy. Now, the reason why her family does not like Mazy is because when they were together, obviously, Amy said herself that he was just smoking a lot and not helping out. He was, spending a lot of money, and she just wasn't happy with him. And they also did not like that he went on social media talking about her and making up lies. And so they feel some type of way about Amy being back together with him. And so they don't really like that he's sitting at the table next to them, especially Amy's mother. She was very vocal at the table. Her sisters really didn't say anything. And I can understand both sides of things, okay? Because at the end of the day, her family does have to back off because it's Amy's life and she has to make her own decisions. But at the same time, Amy went to them when she was hurt by Mazy. And so, when you go to your family or your friends and say that, the person that you're in a relationship with is hurting you or they're making you feel some type of way and you're not happy, they're not going to forgive that person, but you will forgive them again and they won't. So you have to be careful what you go to your family and tell them. But I can understand how her family feels as well, because, when things or if things don't work out between Amy and Mazy again, she's going to go running back to her family crying about it. And honestly, they're not going to want to hear it. And that's their right to do that. At the end of the day, Amy has to do what she wants to do. Now, it's the night of Scrappy's divorce party that Momma Dee and Khaotic put together for him, and Khaotic is such a fool, okay, because he gets on this microphone forgetting that Erica Banks is actually sitting in the audience, and he starts talking about how happy he is that Scrappy is back in the streets with him because he felt like he was by himself. And obviously Erica Banks felt some type of way about that, because aren't they in a relationship and he's saying that he was in the streets by himself? So she goes up there and takes the microphone from him and she starts questioning him, and he tries to change his whole tune. I mean, I don't even know why Erica Banks is dealing with him in the first place, but okay. So him and Erica Banks end up having a one-on-one conversation at the party, and she ends up questioning him about what Carly said about him being in the Bahamas all over Amy, and he tried to sit there and pretend like he didn't even remember if Amy was even there, but she clarified that Amy was there because she was watching Amy's social media and saw that Amy was posting from the Bahamas. So I don't even know what the point was of him lying, because at the end of the day, it's on camera. We can see that he was all over Amy, but he did say that he was going to continue to lie about it, so he is just a walking red flag to me. Now, Erica Banks did shake him up a little bit because she told him that she was going to ask Amy about it since he was denying it, and he got really, really defensive. Now, after this conversation, she said that she was just going to take his word for it, but that she was going to keep her eyes open for him. I definitely think things are going to end between the two of them. Now, Erica Dixon was nowhere to be found at this divorce party. Now, I don't know if she wasn't invited because Diamond was going to be there, or if she just decided that she didn't want to come. But either way, Diamond ended up showing up, and her and Scrappy were literally all over each other. Like, he was talking really sexual to her. He was flirting with her, talking about how much he appreciates her, and she was all over him too. And so I just find it funny that some of the things that he was saying to, Diamond, he was saying to Erica too when he went on a date with her. So I just feel like he's being really messy at this point. And at the very end of this episode, Scrappy sits down with Mama Dee at the party and he ends up telling her that he went on a date with Erica Dixon. Now, she even seems surprised because she said that she had recently talked to Erica and Erica didn't say anything about the two of them getting back together. And Scrappy clarified that they're not back together, but they have been spending a lot more time together. The weird thing about it is that he's been spending a lot more time with Diamond as well, and they're very flirtatious and all over each other. And I wonder if the two of them at this time when filming was happening, if they knew that he was messing with the both of them. Now, this could all just be a storyline, okay? He might not be messing with either one of them, but I believe that he's messing with the both of them, and I feel like they both look dumb in this situation. Now, they can do what they want to do, okay? If they want to spin the block with Scrappy, they can do that because all of them are single in this situation. The messy part about it is that he's telling them both the same things. Like, he's telling them that he loves them and appreciates them and wants them, and then, then he tells everybody that he's single, so it just doesn't make any sense to me. In my opinion, this is not a good look for Erica or Diamond at this point, because Erica to me looks like a fool because she sat up there on a date with him listening to everything that he was saying to her, even though in this episode he's all over Diamond. And then to me, Diamond looks like a fool because she's sitting over there celebrating his divorce from Bambi. Meanwhile, he's telling everybody how he went on a date with Erica. So to me, he's playing games with both of them. But if they like it, I love it. And at the end of the day, all three of them are adults. All three of them are single, so they can do what they want to do. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.